Here we go. This is the beast. Try to back up to get the full view. 1972 MGB GT. I've had it about a year, but I've just been working on it for about a week and 2 days. Bought it sight unseen on eBay. Talked to the guy on the phone before I bid. It was only about 2 hours from my house and when I lived in Nashville. And basically, he said, "Oh, don't worry, it's not rusty, it just needs rear quarter panels." You can see if I zoom in here, that's where they had taped metallic paint over the body and then Bondoed on top of that. So, needless to say, as you can see, I'll give you an interior shot. Here, the passenger side floorboards, or lack of, you can actually see the ground, completely gone. That side's really bad. You can see looking back to the driver's side, almost as bad. Quite a bit better for the floor pans, but this will probably all have to be replaced. So far, I basically just stripped the car down. I've done a few preliminary amount of work, as I've documented somewhat on the MG experience. I took the smog pump off, plugged the holes, as you can see. I had to put a new radiator cap on it. Basically, I'm just trying to get it running so I can assess to double check that everything's okay. The motor sounds actually pretty good. I'll start it up here in a second. Just got it running a couple of days ago. I've gone through the carburetors, typical kind of stuff, just basically clean them out. The fuel tank was completely gone, and that's what kept the car from running. When I went to pick it up, it actually ran on starting fluid, but wouldn't run at all on the fuel. It has a new fuel pump, new fuel lines, and a new zinc-plated fuel tank, brand new. And again, I put a new fan belt on it. I've checked all the oil, gear oil, diff oil, and that's kind of the story. So it's really rusty. The floorboards are really bad. The seals are gone. But, however, if you look a little deeper, the front fenders are not too bad. And here's the hood. You can see very little rust. I've seen much, much worse. So you can see, and there's some dent and dings, but really not bad. These fenders are usable. This door has a bit of Bondo down low, but if you actually look at the bottom of the door, where they typically rust really bad, it's actually nice. So it's actually not that bad. Same deal with the hatch area. Again, this can all really rust. Well, you can see it's actually nice and straight. This car doesn't really have any evidence that it's ever been wrecked. A little bit of surface rust here, but it seems to be pretty minor. The rest of the trunk floor is actually quite nice. The interior will all be changed. I've got new carpet already. One of the things you can see there, right where the radio would go, I've changed the temperature gauge with a mechanical temperature gauge that I had. One of the little tricks. This gauge will actually work. I'll show you when I start it up. This gauge will work no matter what, even with no electricity. Had quite a few initial electrical problems. Still have some, but I've ironed out a lot of them. A lot of it was the main connections at the starter. Those were removed and cleaned. They haven't been put back completely. I'm just using a jumper wire right now. But the starter, I put a new solenoid on it, and it's working perfectly now. It was very intermittent before. A new distributor that I got on eBay for $129, I think. Brand new. I think it's a 45D. New plug wires that actually came with the car. The distributor came with the new cap and rotor and points and everything. And that's pretty much it. I've gone through a couple other things. The shifter was very corroded, and I need to order the little bushing that goes down in there. But I've got it all cleaned up, and I was missing one of the You can see there's the bolts. I was actually missing one of those and went to a local shop here, and he just gave me one, which is nice of him. I also put a new battery in the car, converted to a single. It originally had two 6-volt batteries on this car. Had actually two almost new Napa batteries when I bought the car. The batteries were about a year old. Unfortunately, neither one of them would actually hold a charge, and I didn't have any warranty information, and they really wouldn't help me out there. So they were sold for scrap metal for $4 each. They probably cost $100. But that's basically it. The fuel tank, the only thing I had trouble with, it was pretty straightforward. Some of the bolts on the bottom, it's just in there with 4 bolts because I plan on having to take the center section of the differential out to redo that. So I haven't even put the gaskets back in it. But you can see right here where there's a small hole under the filler. There it is, right there. That's where a vent would be. There's some of the vent. And these cars used a unvented gas tank that would vent into, that basically wouldn't release into the air for pollution control. But this is the wrong fuel tank. I bought it. It's supposed to be for $72. Another eBay deal. But anyway, it's pretty straightforward. All you really have to do is convert to a vented gas cap. This one's just, I just put this one on loosely just to make sure it was vented. But it's working okay. Okay, let me go ahead and pause the video, and I'll shoot a new video for me starting the car.